Hey friends, Wayne over here at the Ram Man. There's some helpful information. Could save you some time, money, and some grief. Of course, that's the preferred method. If you want to waste time with an email and not leave a phone number and shit like that, spend an hour and write out a long diatribe about some complicated hydraulic or vacuum issue, you go ahead. Whether or not I answer it, that's another topic. So, we're getting ready to send out this front and rear disc brake kit for 715. And I get a lot of inquiries about these. I mean, a lot. But I've tried to tell people, I guess they don't understand. So, those buggies come with those great big 6 on 7 1/4 pattern, big 6. That's what they came with. And so you cannot, should I say it again? Yeah. You cannot do any kind of a disc kit or improvement in any shape, form, or fashion with the factory wheels. Those things are running 16-inch wheels. So, the only rotor available that will slip over that big hub that has the same pattern is about 15.5 inches in diameter. So, there's no room left for a caliper. So, if you're going to run the factory wheels, you're stuck with the shit you got. The other thing is, now, you can bolt on a power unit. Power unit will make a drastic improvement. We have to understand those buggies were developed for Vietnam. They were developed for convoy action and jungle action. They rarely saw any speeds over 20, 30 miles an hour. And they stopped like they stopped. They weren't going down I-45 in rush hour with a shitload of traffic and everybody fighting to go 75. It just wasn't happening. So, and I get these other old boys that tell me, well, they're going to put on a hydro boost. Well, I tell you what, that's a disaster. I want you to think about something. Drum brakes are very efficient, and they've been used since the beginning of buggies, basically. They require low pressure. They don't need a whole bunch of pressure. That's why lots of buggies are running around in the 40s, 50s, and 60s with manual drum brakes. Disc brakes are very inefficient, and they require huge amounts of force. So that's one of the reasons. All means all. All means all. All power drum brake cars from all the manufacturers typically used a single diaphragm, low power booster. They didn't even get a double diaphragm disc brake booster because they put out too much force and multiply that gravity effect of the drum brakes. Sometimes that all or nothing, press on the brake pedal, slam you through the windshield at all or nothing. So multiply that with a hydro boost. A hydro boost is not the solution for drum brakes. Okay, enough of that diatribe. This is very simple. Like all of the kits that I have, it just bolts on. Uses those great big old GM calipers with the 3-inch pistons with that force multiplier of 7, which is basically one of the highest in the automotive world that there is. Single piston calipers put out huge amounts of force for their size and shape. Single piston calipers put out for their size and shape. Single piston calipers. Once again, single piston calipers put out more force than multi-piston calipers. So, there you go. Calipers already off. We use these Ford hubs for the 715s. Like back in the day, the rotor mounts behind the hub. Most people don't know it, but those 715s, they were single wheel, but they used a dually type Dana 7 with the space and deep on the flange. They were single wheels, but they used a dually type rear axle. So these Ford hubs, of course, this guy's getting the conversion. He's going to the front and rear. He's doing the 8 on 6.5, which was made by the tens of millions. The tens of millions. So that leaves it wide open to tens of thousands of different wheels, brands, sizes, shapes, colors, and all that. Just completely wide open, So these Ford hubs, we use them for this simple fact that they are the same depth as the factory hub, so that doesn't change anything. So the factory shafts work right and they slide into the carrier. The only modification you have to do is, of course, this is mild to wild. So this pattern, this axle pattern, is slightly bigger than this pattern right here. So, we're talking about just a little bit. So, I've seen guys that have welded this stuff. I've seen guys that have brazed this stuff up and re-drilled it. But the simple fact is, and I send one with it, all you have to do is just open up the inside of the holes, just about 50 or 60 thousandths. That doesn't take much with a really good name brand carbide cutter. This whole project is, from start to finish, is less than 5 minutes. From start to finish. So, if you can see here, the holes have been just opened up just a little bit. That's all you have to do to make it work. So, there you go, my friends. This is so fast and so simple. We send out these studs. Of course, you're going to an 8 on 6.5 with normal studs, which are 9/16 by 18. And we send the studs, so you're all taken care of, just like a whole bunch of my kids. And then here's your axle tube, and here's your bolts and your spacers, and bolt on your caliper bracket. Especially with these older tubes, you might have to take your angle grinder and just notch it just a little bit to allow room for your nuts and your spacers. This is not a big, huge task. It doesn't take very long. I want you to understand something. With an angle grinder and a new blade, zipping a little notch like that in that right there is about 10 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1000. Well, it's less than that. It's about 5 or 6 from doing a whole bunch. So that's all that you need to do. And of course, the faster come in from any direction. And there it is. See, so you can see, once you get your old shit yanked off, this is literally about 10 or 15 minutes. And that's if you're moving real slow. Maybe you could even, some dudes that got it going on, they can stop, smoke a cigarette, or get a swig of beer in between. So, this is not an all-day long task by any shape, form, or fashion, unless you don't know what you're doing or completely incompetent. So there you go, my friends. This is a rear disc brake kit for your military M715. And of course, the front's just as easy. We'll make a video on that shortly. Another one. Once again, if you're going to keep the factory wheels, you can't do anything. They're just too small at 16 inches. So, but, you know, with the mud trucks the last 10 years, 15 years, the aftermarket wheel manufacturers, I can give you a link to some people that'll make you 4 custom wheels. Any pattern, 20 inch, 18, 10 inches wide, or whatever. Make you 4 laser cut, beautiful wheels. 4 for $1,400. So, let's get real, my friend. God bless you. God bless America. And happy trucking.